So the hag is still a prostitute, and her son and you followed in her footsteps. She was also a drug dealer, that's proven, and she still does it in order to support your lifestyle. She still deals drugs because the web sales and the whoring yourself out at truck stops, it isn't enough. So your mom will probably never retire. She has to be a dealer until she dies, because, you're a degenerate, you don't really have a job. And, your mom back in the day, she was a prostitute before she met your dad, before your dad came over from the Middle East. And your dad, he has dual Israeli citizenship, because of course he does, right? Of course he's a Jew. Your dad, fuck it. He was what did he do back in the Middle East, right? He's from Iran. I've heard, a little birdie told me he was in the Navy, but, he lived in Afghanistan for a while before moving over to America. And they have a very disgusting cultural practice in Afghanistan. They have this, what I'm saying is your dad was a pedophile. That's what I'm trying to say. Because they have this practice in Afghanistan, and I can only assume that he partook in it simply because of the fact that he was from that region. They have a cultural practice called dancing boys. It's very disgusting, and you can just figure out what it's all about just from what it's called, just going off of what the practice is. Dancing boys. Yes, it is what it sounds like. And you have guys who just go down into the wet market, into like a marketplace in some rural village, and they just pick up little boys. And yeah, it's very disgusting, and it's a very real problem over there. Your dad partook in that, but fortunately for you, he didn't diddle you. When he came over to America and he met your mum, and your mum gave birth to you, fortunately for you, and luckily for you, he didn't do the ritual abuse. He didn't do it to you. So he resisted his pedophilic urges to do it. But obviously the apple didn't fall far from the tree, because you're not the way you are through him molesting you. You're like him, but it didn't happen that way. It happened through your genes. It got passed down. You didn't catch it from getting diddled. He passed it down through his genes. It was more of a nature thing rather than a nurture thing. And that's how, I laid bare your pederast tendencies. That's what I did. You talk to 15-year-old boys on Discord. Your father was a pedophile, I can't 100% say that you are too, but, the fact that you're talking to 15-year-old boys on Discord is proof enough The proof is in the pudding right there. And your dad obviously killed himself. Like in that article, he said something, like it was quoted in the article that I'll do the accent. This is going to destroy our lives. Probably not a very good Iranian accent, but I'm not like you. I'm not the accent person. I've never claimed to be good at accents. I probably won't do it again because I'll leave the bad accents to you and Miko. But people actually, like the article says that he killed himself after he got into an argument between him and Cyrus, and he was beating your whore mother, or no, Cyrus's mother. He was beating Cyrus's mother, and Cyrus intervened. But it actually didn't go down like that, right? I'll tell you what happened. Your mum walked in on your dad boning you. And you were 18 at the time, and your dad was like 50 years old, and you fucked your dad. You sucked your dad's dick. And your mum walked in on it, and your dad just killed himself out of shame. He was so ashamed. The humiliation was too much to bear, and he ended up taking his own life. He ended up deep-throating a revolver. The barrel of a revolver, and he blew his brains out. And that's basically what happened. And your mum she still deals drugs, and to keep your lifestyle sustainable, since you don't have a career, you don't have a job. She wanted you to be a lawyer, but you couldn't hack it. And actually, the reason why you turned out the way you are is because your dad hated you. He gave you the sissy fag name, and he gave your brother the name of a king. And this is why you have so much pent-up resentment over the years. Because your brother got the king's name and you got the sissy name, and your brother was your dad's favorite, and you were the black sheep of the family, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much an explanation as to why you. Oh, I forgot about this. Your mum was busted when she flew over to Iran. Your dad used to send your mum on. I mean, that's why she's a drug mule, right? That's why she ended up doing what she ended up doing, because your dad ordered her to fly to Iran to get some, not Iran, Afghanistan, because they grow opium poppies in Afghanistan. They don't grow it in Iran. So he had her fly to Afghanistan, Kabul in Afghanistan, or maybe Kandahar, and she ended up stealing some opium poppies. She was caught, and she ended up getting gangbanged by a group of Islamic holy men, and they let her go. But she got pregnant, and she tried to smuggle the opium. She shoved it up her booty hole, but she got caught, and she got sent to jail briefly, and then she gave birth to your brother. But and that's a fucked up thing, right? That's probably why you have so much resentment, so much anguish and angst and hatred inside of you, because your dad's favorite son wasn't even his biological son. You had your whore mother fuck around and gave birth to a son that wasn't his. And yet that son that wasn't his ended up being the favorite, ended up being